China's ambitious goal to surpass the United States by 2049 sparks a complex geopolitical rivalry. As the US strategically counters with island chains, challenges emerge. The unfolding competition holds unpredictable twists. China's goal by 2049 is to become the world's top country, surpassing the United States. This marks a big change from times when China faced poverty and a difficult period known as the Century of Humiliation. The plan reflects China's determination to rise and be strong on the global stage. They want to leave behind the challenges of the past and take a leading role in the world's affairs. This ambition is part of China's efforts to transform its history and become a powerful nation with a significant impact on the world. The island chain strategy, created during the Cold War by the United States to manage China, involves a series of island groupings. These are the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth island chains. The idea is to establish a defensive perimeter to limit China's influence and protect American interests in the Pacific. The chains consist of key islands and territories, forming a strategic barrier. The strategy aims to deter potential aggression and safeguard regional stability. By employing this approach, the United States seeks to maintain security and balance in the Pacific region, ensuring the protection of its allies and interests. The first island chain is like a big line in the ocean, starting from Japan, going through Taiwan and the Philippines, all the way to the Indonesian islands. China wants to go beyond this line, but it's not easy. They depend on trade with countries along the chain, and there are natural narrow areas called choke points that make it hard for big ships. Imagine it like a game where China needs to figure out how to move its pieces without upsetting its friends or getting stuck in tight spots. Breaking this chain is tricky due to friendships and tricky water passages. China has spent a lot on its military, focusing on the Navy and Air Forces. They follow an anti-access or area denial strategy to stop the US from easily moving into the first island chain. This means China wants to make it difficult for the US to bring its power into areas close to China. They're building up their military strength to protect their interests and influence in the region. This includes advanced naval and air capabilities. It's like China is making a strong defense to keep others away and from easily coming too close to its neighborhood. Taiwan holds a crucial role in China's strategy to extend beyond its nearby island. It's like a strategy gateway. The United States actively helps Taiwan by selling them weapons. This support makes it tough and expensive for China to try and take over Taiwan. So, Taiwan becomes a kind of barrier that the US wants to keep strong. This way, China faces challenges in expanding its influence, and Taiwan remains an important piece in the geopolitical puzzle. The support from the US to Taiwan is like a shield that helps protect Taiwan and keeps the region stable. The US is getting ready to put accurate missiles near the first island chain. They also plan to have more military in the Philippines to deal with China's A2AD strategy. This means they are making changes to be better prepared and protect their interests in the region. The accurate missiles and increased presence in the Philippines is part of their plan to handle any challenges and keep things secure. It's like a strategic move to make sure they can respond effectively to any possible threats in the area. China is trying to grow its influence in different places, like the second island chain, but the United States and its friends are not so happy about it and are pushing back. In the third island chain, China is focusing on making friends with the Solomon Islands and Kiribati. They're doing this by investing money and building connections. However, it's not easy for China because the US and its allies are still strong in these areas, and they're not keen on letting China take over. The challenge for China is to set up a strong presence in these places because the US and its friends are not backing down. It's like a competition, and China has to work hard to make friends and build relationships while dealing with resistance from the US and its allies. This struggle for influence is happening in these island chains, and it's a tricky game for everyone involved. China is trying to find new routes for its ships to reach important waterways, like creating a fourth island chain. They are investing money in countries such as Pakistan and Sri Lanka to make this possible. However, they are facing challenges due to financial issues, and the presence of US military in places like Diego Garcia is making things complicated. The competition for strategic locations is intense, and the need for secure water routes is driving these geopolitical moves. China's efforts to secure alternative routes may have broader implications on regional stability and international relations. In the fourth island chain, China wants different routes to the seas. They're investing in countries like Pakistan and Sri Lanka to build connections, but it's not all smooth sailing. Money issues and the US military being in Diego Garcia make it tough. China has to find ways around these challenges to achieve its goals. Moving on to the fifth island chain. China has only one military base outside its borders in Djibouti. Right now, it's like a smaller stage in the competition between China and the US. The focus is on other areas, but it's still part of the bigger picture. So, China is working on new paths to reach the oceans, like in the fourth island chain with investments in Pakistan and Sri Lanka. But it's not without problems, including money troubles and the US military presence in Diego Garcia. In the fifth island chain, China has a military base in Djibouti, but right now it's not the main stage in the competition with the US. The Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) is a major plan by China to create better connections with the various countries. It involves building roads, railways, and other infrastructure to link nations together. Instead of relying on sea routes, China prefers overland routes as a shortcut. This allows them to avoid potential issues with other countries controlling the seas. The BRI aims to boost trade, strengthen economic ties, and enhance cooperation between countries. By constructing these physical connections, China hopes to promote development and mutual benefits for everyone involved. The initiative is like a giant effort to make it easier for different nations to work together, fostering a more interconnected and prosperous world. But there are some problems China is facing with this plan. One big issue is the geography. The way the land is shaped and where it's located. China has some not-so-friendly neighbors and tricky island chains that make it hard for them. So, to tackle this, they are trying to build things over the land, but that also has some limits. The neighbors don't always like the idea of China building things in their area, and the land routes can be challenging. It's like trying to find the best way to go when there are lots of obstacles in the way. Sometimes, it's not easy to convince everyone to be on board with the plan. Another problem is that some of the places are far away and not easy to connect to. It's like when you want to go somewhere, but the roads are not good or there are mountains and rivers blocking your way. China is working hard to figure out how to overcome these challenges and make the Belt and Road Initiative successful. So, in simple words, the Belt and Road Initiative is like a big project to connect with other countries, but China is facing problems because of unfriendly neighbors, tricky geography, and convincing everyone to join in. They are trying to build things over land to solve these issues, but it's not always smooth sailing. China's desire to become a global superpower is faced with uncertainties. While they aim to break free from containment, challenges in the geopolitical landscape could hinder their ambitions. The effectiveness of their efforts remains uncertain. Factors like international relations and unforeseen obstacles may impact China's path. It's like trying to climb a mountain. They have the goal, but the journey is filled with unpredictable twists. Becoming a global superpower involves navigating through complex diplomatic situations and overcoming hurdles. The world is dynamic, and China's success in achieving its ambitions depends on how well it adapts to changing circumstances and addresses the challenges that arise. In conclusion, China's quest for global dominance faces a challenging journey marked by geopolitical complexities and strategic obstacles. The US, employing the island chain strategy and bolstering regional alliances, aims to secure its interests and maintain stability. As China navigates its ambitions, adaptability to international dynamics will determine its success. The evolving competition between these global powers unfolds in a complex geopolitical game where uncertainties shape the path ahead. So, that's all from today's video. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe for more such videos, share your thoughts in the comments section, and share it with your friends. See you soon.